Have you ever thought about whether reality still exists when you're not looking? When your mind wanders, your eyes close, or when you're just not paying attention? Is the world still the same? Or does it somehow change, shift, or maybe even disappear? Think about the last time you left your room and switched off the lights. Did that empty space stay the same as when you left it, or did it lose a bit of its meaning because you weren't there to see it? Take a moment to think about it. Does reality depend on you being there? We live in a world that's always demanding our attention. Social media pings, messages, endless streams of content. We often don't notice the subtle changes around us because our minds are on other things, like scrolling, daydreaming, or planning. How much of what we call reality is actually there, and how much is shaped by our focus? Picture this. You're at the gym, trying to focus on your workout. You're counting reps, feeling the burn, trying to stay present. But then your mind starts wandering. Maybe to a conversation you had earlier, or a film you want to watch tonight. Do you think that one thing that distracts you can change your experience? The weights don't move differently, but does your perception of that reality? Take a step back and breathe. But here's where it gets interesting. What if reality is partly shaped by how we observe it? You know when you're doing your homework and you're so focused on a problem that everything else just fades away. The maths problem isn't changing, but your reality is narrowed and focused. The rest of the world just fades away. So, what do you think? Could that mean reality changes depending on what we're paying attention to? It's easy to think that everything just exists on its own, independent of us. But when was the last time you realized you missed a detail simply because you weren't paying attention? You know, like when you're in the middle of something and you just notice a friend's smile out of the corner of your eye, or the way the sunlight is hitting the room, or even how the sound of rain changes when you stop paying attention to it. So, is reality fixed or fluid? And is it shaped by what's there and how we see it? Hey, let me ask you something. When you're really lost in thought, does reality stop for you? Or does it just keep going, ignoring you're not there? This isn't just some philosophical musing. It has real-life implications. Basically, if reality changes depending on what we're focusing on, then what we choose to pay attention to becomes really powerful. Just take a moment. Take a look around you. Take a look at the details, the texture of the wall, the distant sounds, the light entering the room. You're actively creating this reality by being present. But does this space lose a bit of its shape the moment your attention slips? Here's another thought. What about memories? They only exist in our memory. When you think back to a memory from your childhood, does that memory only exist in your mind? And if you never thought about it again, would it still be the same? We often miss the moments in life because we're distracted or busy. But those missed moments don't just disappear. They disappear from our experience. Maybe reality is just the totality of all the moments we're aware of. Take a step back and have another think. What if reality isn't some fixed thing, but more like a dance, always changing, reacting to what we're paying attention to, and growing along with our awareness? It's like when you're watching a sports game and every pass, every goal feels electric because you're right in the moment. If you miss a second, you'll lose the magic. This idea isn't new. Philosophers, scientists, and artists have been trying to figure it out for centuries. The observer effect in physics says that at a microscopic level, particles act differently when you're observing them. Could this be something we could use in our day-to-day lives? Does just noticing things change how the world looks? And here's the human part. When you feel invisible, like nobody sees you, does your world feel smaller? When someone pays attention to you, listens, really sees you, doesn't that change your reality, your feeling of existence? It might sound strange, but reality might be more personal than we think. It's not just about what's out there, but what's in here, inside our minds and hearts. So, what's the main point? Maybe the world is more about our relationship with static objects than the objects themselves. The way we act, the way we think, and even the way we don't do anything at all make up what we call reality. And don't rush past this too quickly. Take a moment to pause. Let these questions settle. Think about how powerful your mind is, not just in how it perceives reality, but also in how it can create it. Next time you walk into a room, take a moment to really look around you. When you're talking to someone, really listen to what they're saying. When you're on your own, just notice how your mind colors the world around you. Because reality might just be waiting for you to notice it, to bring it to life. What do you reckon? Does reality exist when you don't? Or is it just waiting for you to look? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm really curious to hear how you experience this. Just think about it for a minute. Have you really thought about this? What if the answer changes depending on who's asking? Maybe that's the real mystery.